Hi, I'm Walter. I'm the Dutch mentor, and thank you for joining me here on this free demonstration. Over the last 20 years as a healthcare executive, I've learned the hard way to how the transition from being a doer and high performing, high potential doer to becoming a leader. It's precisely the reason why I developed this Pure Leadership Power program. It is to help people like yourself who are emerging leaders or high performance, high potential doers who are looking for that transition into leadership, but also for leaders who have been in the position for quite some time, but still struggling to get their team to that next level of performance. The fundamentals in the Pure Leadership Power program apply to all of you. It is truly the magical sauce that allows you to transition from being just another manager, another leader in the organization, to becoming that standout you seek to be. And this is not about you, about leading with pride and ego, but this is about being that servant leader that inspires and motivates the teams, but also understands how to be responsible and how to really develop these genuine partnerships. I've seen it time and time and again, and I worked in some of the most difficult situations in New York City and in our city hospitals, where we had leaders who were truly dysfunctional. But through this program of coming together and getting a much deeper understanding of self and how to motivate people, how to connect with people, how to build these partnerships between doctors and nurses and frontline, patient care associates and registrars. It was through that process itself of how to manage process and lead people that I saw a phenomenal transition from being just mediocre to becoming high performing. Some of the metrics, truly went from 0 out of 11 hospitals to the top of 11 hospitals. And some of them exceeded that to compete with some of the largest, most qualified healthcare institutions in the country. Now, the great thing is that you don't need to be in healthcare to make this work. These principles apply to everybody who works with people as an individual contributor or as a people leader. Because it really is about understanding who you are as a leader today and how you can bridge that gap to becoming a high performer with high potential, can be highly reliable in pushing that ball across the finish line and get the results that you desire. So I'm going to use an example. All of us at some point in time either were part of or were asked to lead a new project, a new improvement, albeit something that was regulatory required, but it required a true change in the organization. We presented it to our staff. We did PowerPoint presentations. We went to webinars. We had other speakers come in. We gave the information to our team members. We set the expectation of performance. But as days and weeks went by, and when it finally came to the day of full implementation, it kind of fell flat. It was difficult for people to adopt. It was difficult for people to understand on how to get to that next level of performance. And we as leaders scratch our heads. Well, I did the education. I gave them the support. I have all these large support teams here on the day that it's going to be implemented. Why are they not performing? Often it is because we are not leading to context or leading for buy-in, but we lead by control. So the two things that we're missing here is one is the importance of the context behind why we're doing things to really get the buy-in. And you need to have that deeper understanding on what motivates people. So one of the many learnings in this program will be is to learn how to motivate people on 4 different levels, suggesting and asking, right? And having the time out to reassess why are they not grasping the information? Why are they not moving that ball? Right? And then you might have to go to telling and to take action. It's about managing up, not managing out people. But more importantly is this, you want to take a step back and realize for yourself that we do this all of the time. And I'll take an example. When you go to a Tony Robbins seminar, or maybe Simon Sinek, or you read a good book, there's lots of information that you're getting in a very short period of time. All of it is great. The problem is that our brains are not capable of translating that new learning into action. So by the end of the programs, we tend to forget about 90% of what we have learned. The sad thing is that we don't take action on the items that we learned about that we thought were so very important and so very impressive the next day and the day after that and the day after that. The likelihood of us retaining it or even creating a new habit is slim to none. The drop-off is so steep. So one of the things that we want to change in this program, the Pure Leadership Power Program, is not only to give you information on how to become a highly effective, self-directed, fully committed leader who empowers the teams to do the same. Yes, we will be talking and providing lectures, but more importantly, we're going to support that through reasonable action steps that you can put into play immediately. In my Leadership Academy, we have students who were lost. And within weeks after getting the program started, by just initiating these small, meaningful steps of getting to know their inner selves, understand where they are on the paradigm of leadership, understanding their own gaps, and then starting converting that into action items on a daily basis and measuring their performance. Within weeks after that, they're already starting to see the effect that they have on the teams. So taking this, bringing this back to that point of leading through context and not control, leading, for buy-in and not control. Just by that simple principle of taking the extra time of explaining the why, so that people can truly buy into it, they can understand it, and and recognizing along the way with abundance. But more importantly, once you have given the information, we don't walk away from it. It's no different than the learning you will get in our programs. It's about absorbing the information and letting it, simmer. By going back to our syllabus and fill out some of the exercises, completing them, and pace yourself to be able to really change your habits and behaviors. I'll give you a quick exercise. It's kind of fun. Put your pen in your regular hand, the one that you always write with, and write your first name and last name. Feels nice and easy and smooth. It makes sense. It is natural. You don't even have to think about it. But think about it now that if you have a change order coming down, something that you have to adopt a new process. Well, take that same pen and put it into your non-dominant hand. And now write your first name and last name multiple times. This is ugly. It is unnatural. It feels awkward. But that regulation and that new process is not going away. That's the new change in the organization. We see this all of the time. Our natural tendency is to give up on that and go back to the old way of doing it, or only doing the new way, let's say, half-baked. It is through repetition of doing it over and over, by supporting our team members, by explaining on why this is so very important to get us to the next level of performance, is when you are going to see the results right in front of your eyes. That people will start seeing that if they've done it 20, 30 times, they do it day after day, within, we call it the 66 days, you are now developing a new normal. Writing with both hands will be equal to each other. It's no different than as you drive change in your organizations. Now, there are many things that we do wrong along the way, and that is quite okay, right? We say, fail fast, fail forward. So this is just one of the many things that you will learn in our programs to become a better leader, to become fully committed and self-directed, how to help motivate the people and inspire the people that work for you, that you lead. That comes with an awesome responsibility, right? So the components of it, learning about being a leader with confident humility, how to be truly responsible as a leader, how to be motivated with fierce resolve, and how to become a genuine partner. And then part of our bonus program inside of it is we're going to give you some real insight on how to become a phenomenal coach to your team members. Because on the end of the day, as a servant leader, it is about giving back. It's not about you, it's not about inward, but it's outward. It's about having a higher sense of EQ by connecting to people, So the program will not only make you a high performer and high potential, but it will help your team to get to the next level of performance. So join me and contact me and let's have a consult. Let's have a chat about this and how I can help support you and your learning on your way to whatever you deem success is like for yourself and for your team. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you, and we'll talk real soon.